China is not happy about Ukraine's deal with the United States. For those of you who don't know, Ukraine's President Zelensky has worked out a deal with Donald Trump in which they will exchange rare earth elements and other critical minerals for weapons. If you drive electric vehicles, if you have any smart device or any sophisticated electronics whatsoever, you are heavily reliant on rare earth minerals. But one institution that relies even more on these rare earths are the United States Department of Defense and every facet of the U.S. military. And China by far has the monopoly on rare earths. They have 70% of the world's known supply and 90% of all the processing power. And because of the current trade tensions between these two countries, China has banned a lot of these exports to the United States. But now China's monopoly of these resources is starting to shrink. And while China's monopoly is shrinking, the United States is starting to grow. Not only are we producing more rare earths that we've had in abundance, if this deal works out, Ukraine, which is becoming more of a key ally and trading partner, will be one of our top suppliers. Ukraine is home to 20 of the world's crucial minerals. Two, most notably, are titanium and lithium. When it comes to rare earths, it looks like Ukraine is loaded with cerium, yttrium, lanthanum, and neodymium. It looks like right now, Ukraine is sitting on $12 trillion of these critical materials, and they're sitting on $26 trillion when you include natural resources like coal and natural gas. So we are looking at a potential reset of China's rare earths hegemony. The first obstacle, though, is that these resources are spread out and they're in a lot of undeveloped parts of Ukraine. The second is that Russia currently occupies about 33% of Ukraine's rare earth resources, and a lot of these other resources are also in the hands of Russia. So it's not like Ukrainians and other Western developers can go in and get to work. There has to be a lot of fighting, and of course, Russian retreats. This deal, if it goes through, is a huge slap in the face for Vladimir Putin because he occupies a lot of this land, and that deal means that Russia will never get their hands on these resources again. Now, here's a crazy thing about the direction Ukraine wanted to take with this deal, because it was proposed at first in August of 2024 to President Joe Biden, but then Zelensky delayed it and said he wanted to work it out with Trump so he could take the credit. This also means that the U.S. may very well increase the aid they are giving to Ukraine in order to secure this territory, and we will most likely, if it goes through, see a huge Ukraine concentration on these areas that have rare earth minerals to make sure the Russians can't occupy it any further. I want to finish this post by saying that we shouldn't have to be exchanging anything with Ukraine. We signed a treaty in the Budapest Memorandum after the fall of the Soviet Union that we would come to Ukraine's aid. We shouldn't be doing it for any exchange of goods. But the fact that there is a profit motive in the headlines for aiding Ukraine will galvanize, most likely, a huge chunk of this country that wasn't in support of the war before. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but it looks like Ukraine stands to gain an ocean more of military and monetary aid as a result of this deal, if it's actually successful. All of this will lead to a humiliated and weakened Russia and a China that has less leverage they could exert against the West. Let's hope this all works out, and thanks for watching. If you find the post I just made useful, educational, informative, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube, but the strongest form of support that you can give me would be signing up for my Patreon. Thanks.